was the West that has a desert. Guess that was his name. Oh, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You gonna do? Give me your butt. Where's your butt? I see you. I see you. I know. Yo, Pauls, how you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Clean my hands. Cat the breath in the day properly. We're gonna be in the shop today. We put some knife blanks together last night. Some glue ups. Woke up to some surprises there. One of them at least. And yeah. 2-cup coffee morning for that. Doing good, thanks. Good to know. Good to know. It's nice weather today here, man. Nice weather. I got brunch with my wife, but if I didn't, I would have brunch with some bass on a day like today. I'd be on the way to picking up a couple buckets of night crawlers. Good day, Crab Castle. How you doing? Good morning. Just had to get some gas in the engine. That's all. Down to the lair. One man, one garage, one go. A like button. Where's here? Oh, I'm in Georgia. I'm in Georgia. Just west of Atlanta. Where you at? Where you at this morning? Have to get up and go to my shop. Right on. Well, happy shop day to you too. I'm thrilled to be able to get down here this morning and get started on some of this stuff. Look at these. Took some scrap stuff and we're going to try to make something out of it. This one, look at that. Pity. It's set crooked. I set it crooked. I'm going to try to overcome that with some tooling. And then that set up overnight, that is super glue, which I did a little research. I think is the preferred method for this material. And I'm going to try to see if I can pull something off with that thing too. I almost want to make a knife, like a knife blade out of that. Put a sheath on it. But right now I'm just doing these. Okay. Coast of North Carolina. I'm from North Carolina. I grew up there. Good morning from Michigan. It's 17 degrees. Good Lord. When will it ever stop, Michigan? I'm so sorry, friend. Y'all be in his comments. I'll be in his gut. We are not the same. Weird. That is a strange way to start your Sunday morning. I'll tell you what. I would like to cordially invite you to the block party. welcome and good riddance to you. We definitely are not the same. Let me get. I got sawdust, right? I'm around. Not even. Oh, you're around Jacksonville. Oh, word. Yeah, we definitely had to get him up out of here, Chris. I got to dust off my bench, though. Look at this, like this kind of wood, man. It's all the way through that die, right? So it makes this cool sawdust. And I swear, the first couple times, I would just collect that stuff. But once I've made the tool, I find it relatively. All right, let me get rid of it so I don't get it all over my pants. Hold on, little noise. Hopefully, the noise cancellation will. Somebody got invited to the block party early this Sunday morning. Yeah. Morning, Wes and chat. What is good, Mr. Pat? How you doing today? Mr. Pat is when Mr. Pat is in the chat. Smallwood Lot. Follow and like and subscribe. It's a good time. You ever have like I used to wrestle, right? And in school, and there'd be like a guy on the other side of town that was good too. And you see him and you kind of size each other up. And then you get one good spar session and you're like, this dude is legit. Pat Smallwood Lot is legit. Guy's a wealth of information. I look like Costello. Who? He? He isn't me. You could reference me directly. It's cool. And I don't even know who that is. I wrestled at 120 at 5'11". Man, you had to be able to ankle pick people to death. Like you probably stand upright and just snatch an ankle right out from underneath somebody. He was a lean bean. Yeah, them lean beans, boy, you can't pin them. You arch your back and your bridge is like that. Shout outs to you, man. Really wrestle friendly cat. We're a real wrestle friendly channel. I was 103 in high school. 103 all the way up to my senior year. I went to 112. All right. I don't know which one of these I want to get going on first. It may be this one because it's the most annoying looking to me. Fortunately, for this to have happened, one, it's a lesson. But two, it also tells me my method needs a little bit of help. But it's in there firm, it's in there well, it's just in there crooked, right? So a lot of that we can adjust. That part we can shave, we can make that a square again. After we do, then we're going to have to taper so that we can make that blade the middle of something again. You know what I'm saying? I'll show you what I mean. We will illustrate the point. And normally I could just do this with my tool, but in this case, I'm going to do it with a pencil so you guys can see more better. See more better. That's my cousin's last name. See no better. So what I'm going to do is just basically line up with this blade here as best I can. Far up as I can, because I need as much reference point as possible. Keep that straight, or in line, I should say, because it's clearly crooked. It's so crooked. This is tilting a little bit, so I'm gonna put something underneath it, preferably something that can slice my hand open. No. So I just need this for my line of vision to be dead straight. So that's why I'm doing that little adjustment. And I put this up, like I said, as high as possible, maybe even run it flat up against there so that I know it's true to it. And then look down that line. And you can see, yep, that's it. Now I'm going to run that line a little thicker so I can kind of account for the blade itself. And then that way we can reference both sides of it. For what we're doing over there. All right. And then we can clearly see how off we are and what we got to do to be straight for that. And then the turn, that's pretty easily manageable. We'll just round our edges and just turn this thing, rotate it until we get that better. But for now, let's go ahead and immediately solve this problem. Let's register this on this side too. Let's do it both ways. We'll be sure of it. And we'll come up this way long as we can. That's what was holding it back. Let's get rid of that. That's in the way right now. Unfortunately, all of our knives are occupied. And let me see if I can get something else. That'll do it. Oh, right there. Bling. Hear like anime sword sounds. I'm going to be slow and careful and deliberately that for this, because I like kind of what's happening up top here. I am going to get it off, but I'm going to leave this at that shininess and leaving that. Let me get something else, something a little bit more decisive. Oh, Belvedere, come here, boy. Belvedere, show this bit of epoxy what's what and who's who, shall we? Get your Saturday morning cartoons and woodworking on Sunday morning on one nutcase in the garage. Doing garage stuff. Back up here, we're going to go as high as we can to that edge so that we can have as much room to register as possible. It's only about 1 inch there, but we want to be able to accommodate it all so that we can get as accurate as we can down this line. Down here, it's okay if we don't make it to the edge. What we'll do is just parallel that line here and that'll send them both to the edge for just an approximate thickness of that blade again, so that we know where not to go depth wise, and two, we have some idea of what our symmetry is looking like. You see how off that was? So we gotta taper that way down to make up for that. And that means it's gonna rotate on this side too. In fact, let's go ahead and register that across, see what we end up with. Now, I don't have one confirmed straight side or flat side or right angle or 90 degree on any of this, so it could be crazy off, but we shall see. We're just going to take it right over top, right from right where it stopped. See if we end up in the same place. No, we missed it. We missed it by a mile. We're going to make up difference, because this is a scribe knife technically, so it should be one side or the other, but this should always be sort of the narrowest side, not this, because it's got that tapered chiseled edge blade thing happening. So I'm gonna just knock some of this down. We're gonna do that on the old Sanderoni 3000. There was one kid I wrestled, he was 5'1", and he was my kryptonite. Yeah, he was probably a little compact package, probably all bulk. Skeletor Warriors Exo Squad were my faves. Some of them, says Chris Gill. All right. Here we go into some knifery. Let me put this back into the sheath. Top it away. And we're going to get us some face protection. We got to put our coffee somewhere safe too, because, you know. Love the craftsmanship. Respect, brother. Appreciate you, J Bikes. Appreciate you. And I appreciate y'all for hitting that like. Are you subscribed? You can be. You should be. People keep mentioning my Wu-Tang necklace that I made. I'm going to make some more soon. And I'm going to make them and send them out to some special members. I'm going to make a few. Send them out. BK, how you doing? How you doing? BK is our friend, our family. We're going to make this little mark right here. Just a little registration mark right here. And then I'm going to use it to follow that blade from center. That thing is on tilt, bro. It is on tilt. So, looks like we're going to have to freestyle a lot of this. Great, heading to see the babies. Oh, the babies. You said, I hope you also sell some. Hey, yeah, in progress, BK. Because let me tell you, I got some things brewing. I'll let y'all know in the member group what, but I got some things brewing. That's for sure. All right. In the words of the great Slicketh Ricketh, here we go. Trying to get to the best view. Bear with me. Share with me. Share with me. Share with me. Be my paper. I'm like James Deal. I'm like some doctor. I'm some coaching. I'm like NASA. I'm my whole school. I'm rocking. Now stop, man. Look at that. I gotta get that off of there. Let's see. Getting there. Woo. Woo. Let's go over here and do that. Let's go over here and do that. With a boat, keep cold, bus or sea. Look down, look at that LSC. Never seen an out in Wonderland. Can't get the field for anything. Then that's a great taking on that thing. Can't take my Hey man, if y'all got a chance to, y'all need to check out my man DJ Real. DJ Real 1. DJ Real 1. He's dope. He's dope. And then y'all come back and tell me that I looked out for you. Because I have, just now. And I told you that. Somebody that gets bigger from city to city. Downtown, stand up. Now we just got to take that edge off. All right, here we go.
It ain't right yet. This is where the OCD becomes a superpower. You know what we got to do to make it new. Oh, baby, oh, girl. Now let's go ahead and get to it. Shimmy, girl, shimmy, girl. Give me the mic so I can take it over. Walk for the natural stars, home voyage. Here from the home of the darkest walking floor. This tank here will be on the floor. Playing on your college and your book so door. You don't need to trust my skill. You got a trouble one killer be and you ain't gonna kill. Drop it down, pass it all around. Let us get more quick to next to the ground. Then he jumps to your limit to the first state. I get fighting. And hey, my full foot man. It was like, well, jump on stage and we were ooh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw.
We got something going. We got something going on over here. So take off all your clothes. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Get my light back. Hey, Spiffy Spence, how you doing? Rolt, what up? E. Wood. E. Wood looks stunning. I love it. Love it. I love it. Let's go ahead and get some nice comfy sanding on this thing. Some hand sand. Some hand sand. And speaking of sand as in sanitizer, let me de-dust myself and protect my money makers. 1 second. Meanwhile, who's in here? My chat scrolled, so I can't see anything other than the last couple comments. But if I miss you, yo, peace to you. Welcome. Happy Sunday. Glad you're here. Let's see if we can make something cool. Now, unlike the other things, we won't have sheaths for these. We won't, because these are going to be tools that need to be at the ready. You don't want to have to pull a sheath off. That would be like doing it for a chisel for this particular application, right? So what I am going to do is just, we've already shaped the blade, right? Made a better blade out of what we had. And we're going to go ahead and clean up a little bit of that edge right here where the epoxy sat. We're going to hand sand all of this down to a nice finish. And then we're going to put some boiled linseed oil on it. But before we do that, as the dust settles, coffee time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hold you up, boss. I know I need to get to work, but I can't. It keeps calling me. When it calls me, it's just ringing in my ears. It's like, coffee, coffee, coffee. And I can't fight it, boss. I can't fight it. I'm not strong like you. When does Wes not make something cool? I don't know. Sometimes he don't film it. You don't have to film the fails. And you know, cool is relative. You check them comments in my shorts. Some of those folks are heavy-handed on you, boy. They be giving me the business. Giving me the bee's nest. Mr. Number 5, what's up? You just getting here, you've been here, and I've been neglecting and ignoring you like the rest of the chat. I don't know. I'm sorry. Back to messing myself up. Bad example. Sorry. Sorry, everyone. Bad daddy. Bad daddy, bad daddy, bad daddy. Oh, bad daddy. Bad daddy, bad daddy, bad daddy. Can you see? Can you see the most beautiful squirrels in the world? In the tree, in my trees. Only pellets from my growing down. Okay, I won't say that about the squirrels. This one is rough. It's scratchy. This is the 80 grit right now. I'm still doing some light shaping here. I got mostly what I want, but power tools are good at taking off a lot of material fast. And even when that looks slightly delicate or somewhat delicate, it's delicate for a power tool. It's delicate for a machine, but it's still not the same as the adjustments you can make in real time. Human touch. So this is the way. Sand like the wind. Sand like the cur you are. What am I working on? Tall guy, I'm working on. I just made this knife handle for this scribing knife. Or making, I should say. And as I'm making these over on the when I'm using the belt sander for such a thing, I'm holding it a lot. And you really kind of get a sense of what's comfortable the more you do that. But more specifically, while you're shaping the tool, it's good to have your bare hands available to some degree so that you can feel for it. Now here, these really thin gloves, good for that too. You can get a good feel for what's wood. And I think we did a pretty good job of either correcting, accounting for, or disguising that blade going in there crooked and twisted slightly. Removed a good bit of material, but for the good. And a scribing knife, we don't want to be big and bulky. We want it to be narrow enough to pass by materials and corners and different angles and such. And light enough and long enough to carry or to draw it from the end of the tool with just fingertip and an index, and your thumb. And that is the goal. This wood is super interesting, but it's also very light. It's very lightweight, so this would not be a cumbersome tool if you were using it to scribe with. It'd be an awesome tool. And maybe I would consider maybe putting a leather sheath over it. The scribing knife is sort of a multi-use tool, like a carving knife. This came with a carving knife set, but this one is a scribing knife. But something like this, I don't know, you could put it in a little toolkit. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll put a little toolkit together and sell the package. So now we're getting where we're going around the whole thing and we don't feel or see a whole lot of things that we want to change, like edges, stuff like this. This is not going to be refined in the sense of it fits a specific hand a specific way. This should be refined in the sense that it's comfortable in any hand in almost any position, and still retain some grip. I think we are accomplishing that here. Yeah, it's cute. What it do, Boobaloo? Says Cedar Grow Box. What up, man? How you doing? I got some awesome tiny scribing knives for tight spots from MMUSA, the SR101 and the SCR02. Nice. Enforcer Crow says making a shiv. Ha 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 ha. Oh, man, I promise you that joke never gets old until somebody says it. And then it's immediately old and tiresome. I grow weary of you. I shall allow you an additional comment before you are banished. So I don't know about carving tools, but you know about prison tools. That's weird. That is weird. That's weird. It's a question and you didn't answer. It's a carving tool. I did answer. How did you miss that? It can also, in its nature, by the blade, scribing tool. When you didn't answer, it's a question and you didn't answer. I'll read your parts out loud too so we can have a conversation out loud. Ross, I think you and I follow the same logic in the just the question that this enforcer crew came on the line to ask. Yeah, I'm live from Rice Street. Now, I got some tooling marks right here that was disguised and hiding in this burrow. Can you see it? I might get those off of there, and I kind of got a mind to want to exaggerate them just so that I have more gripper. I do like a little grip. Do like a little gripability. But I also don't like stuff that looks like it was a flaw left behind. I think I will give myself a little bit of a... Let me give myself a little space to sand out right there. Let's look at it. Let's look at it. We got to get into that anyway. So let's go ahead, get the marks off of a definitive place. Call them gone and done. It was just a question. Hey Juan, Wu-Tang, my man. Yes, yes. It wasn't by the time I typed. Glad to know how you make people feel welcome. Listen, man. I'm cool with everybody except for people who come through, try to be. If you want to be funny, be funny. But if you're gonna come in and say something crazy, and then be gentle enough to get your feelings hurt when we respond to your crazy question, then go ahead and bounce. I mean, that's how we're gonna make anybody that comes in here referencing prison while we're in here doing actual woodworking and trying to develop a skill set. So yeah, keep that energy, take it somewhere else. I will not miss you in the slightest, nor will anyone in the chat. So you feel however you gotta feel, fella. Facts, Ross. Facts. We are here for a good time. And the problem is, you don't realize I like to fight. So you can't come play with the bear just because the bear is playing with the seals. You get it? Try Jesus, but don't try me, 'cause I throw hands. The Bible says, turn the other cheek. Something about that just don't sit right with me. So try Jesus, but don't try me. Cedar Grove. I'm a gas engineer, my guy. I love working with my hands. Right on, bro. You are in good company here. Cedar Grow Box does some stuff. Routes is an incredible artist and cartoonist. Dope stuff over there. Man. Like, it's funny, like Ross is gonna, talk, very nicely about us, but an equally admirable skill. It's interesting how what you carry is just what you carry, in your mind, birds don't realize how amazing it is to fly sometimes. Squirrels are like blown away by it. I hope that made some sense. Sunday morning. It's Sunday morning. I can't help it. I gotta feel it in my body. Feel it in my. I shouldn't have said that one. Let's run that one back. Let's everybody. Let's set up for that shot again. Okay, no takesies, backsies. Okay, all right, everyone. Let's join hands for group prayer. Get Wes back on track. Oh, let me get this off of the thing. They just walk around the dumpster all day but could fly anywhere in the world. Pigeons. That's true. Renovating daughter's first house as we speak. Stay safe, my guy. Oh, man, that's awesome. That's awesome. I can't wait to do it myself. Are you a professional or are you just a super dad or both? Both. So that's incredible. We love that. We love that. I'm a contractor by profession. So definitely stick around, man. If you join the subscriber members box, the members, like if you have a specific question about anything related to your home or anything that I'm doing or home improvement and stuff like that, we can do private chats, free consultations and stuff like that. No YouTube people pay me for nothing like that. Just part of the perks of West does it. You do have to endure some nonsensical singing, though. That's the downside. Won't stop singing. All right. This is the 120 grit. We're going to put this on. We're going to always take our grits up like Florence Jean Castleberry, if you're old enough to remember that. Mills Diner, Alice. Kiss my grits. Take our grits up. Rule of thumb is you double. You generally don't want to go more than double the last thing. So if you did 80, 120 is fine. Once up to 160 would be fine. So I went to 120. From that, I'm going to go to 220. And depending on how it feels after that, I might go to a 320, but probably not. Usually unless it's a very dense wood, which this doesn't seem to be. You don't need to go that high up. And you don't get much benefit of it unless you're burnishing, which is filling holes as opposed to sanding things down smooth. Now, some woods are only going to sand down so smooth on a microscopic level, or, whatever, you're getting just pores. You get down to where the structure is not enough to bridge, and you just start filling it in with sawdust inadvertently. Now, we got a nice burl in here. Very interesting stuff. This is also why it's good to hand sand, right? I just found that. And that is more stuff that needs to come off. So we got to get that. Those are marks from the saw. We did it up here. I didn't see these before. But that's why the hand sand, we go back to our previous grit, which was 80. And just knock this little section down. Because if we want some texture, we want it intentional, and we want it exactly where we put it, not some coincidental thing. Now, sometimes the universe blesses you, and by happenstance, something happens to be in the right space, and then you can embellish upon it. But as a general rule, if it's on there, you put it there. And, it is a difference, in my opinion, between what's actually handmade and what's not. And I guess people have to have their own versions of that, right? Because some people will say, I didn't forge the steel, so this ain't handmade. You know what I'm saying? So, I think it only really matters to the person that's moved enough to make an investment in it. You know? As Philip Drummond once paid a band to say, it takes different strokes to move the world. Yes, it does. Different strokes to move the world. Everybody's got a type of story. From rainy Glasgow, Scotland. I wish I could do your accent, Ross. Saw Ross live once. His accent is awesome. Oh, they kill it. Bob Ross said life, little accidents. Absolutely. Happy accidents. Oh, that's just a little happy accident right there. And that's true. That is true. But every now and then, Bob Ross will come back and put some more blue over top of them clouds. Let's go ahead and fix that. We'll put a little happy cloud right there over that spot. There it is. It can live right there. Man, we never know what happened back there. Love them for that. There shall never be another Bob Ross. But at least you get to witness the first West does it. Well, technically I'm a junior. Second West does it. Everybody's got some kind of story. Everybody finds a way to shine. It don't matter what you got, matter what. So what? There's you have yours and I have mine. The together we'll be fine. 'Cause it takes different strokes, different strokes, different strokes to move the world. Yes, it does. It takes different strokes to move the world. Mm. Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all. Oh man, I didn't even look at my screen. 12-year-olds would be having time of their life. I had some hecklers in here already today. This is the kind of position the trolls can't handle. Let me see. Oh, Snoop. You won. I knew this song. What? I love it. Scoob Doobie, what's going on? How you doing? Welcome. Welcome. We've been in here singing Philip Drummond anthem. Everything. We are currently at 120 grits and 38 likes. Bless your hearts. 38 is a lot to me. You know, proud of it. Celebrate it. Thank you. Think in the 90s or the 80s, if you had to like a show, like to know if it was any good, you had to get off the couch, go over there, push a button, wait for it to load, go sit back down, wait for it to load, get something to eat, wait for it to load, and boom, little cubed heart comes clicking across the screen. You were late. Coffee time. Yes, sir. This is a West Variety Show. Do I have a mod? I mean, like anybody that's lit up. Scoob, are you not a mod? Hold on. I don't know. Maybe because you're mean, I thought you were. If I didn't mod you, Scoob, that's on me. That is my fault. West didn't do it thing. I gotta fix it. Let me clear my hands right now. Oh dear I. Oh, That's I don't even know what I was thinking. I don't even know what I was thinking. Lot of mercy. Now, I am trying to obey all the good sanding laws right now through this whole process because this knife does not have a lot of complex curves and angles and sexiness to it. Just going to be the wood itself, which I am not responsible for, and the finish of the wood itself, and which I am going to be able to have some hand in. So, I'm going to be real careful not to jump ahead, not to skip steps and stages, because I want what is in my control to be solid, worthy of such a good, incredibly generous donation to the channel. Like hundreds of dollars worth of premium stuff that I have that I promise you cannot find anywhere else in the world. I have looked. And get it to me so that I can do cool stuff. Blessing. Friends in the chat. Rob! Hey, Rob. How you doing? Let me see. Hey, Rob. I'm good. Rob's next question was going to be, how am I? Because that's who he is. That's the kind of guy he is. And he's genuine about wanting to know. So I'm genuine about making sure he knows I'm good. What a good guy. Rob, I don't know if I talked to you since the cross, where I could talk to you about that cross you made, man. The way that inlay worked out was fantastic. Did you like smelt it in there or something? That turned out really good. Nice and clean. That would have made me super nervous. Oh, this is so good. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I always think I've got a better angle for you than I have. I'm sorry. All right. We're going to go up to the 220 now. I think it's time. I think we're okay to do that now. And this time we're going to leave the tool out of it and do all of this sanding by hand so that we can feel all of it, get all the curves clean and nice, all the surfaces. Beautiful. And we got 2 more of these already ready to work on. And then we got 2 more that we still got to build the handles for. But we're going to treat each one with whatever care and tenderness we got to do to get it nice, get it clean. Like, y'all been watching the channel, I'm pretty obviously trying to work on my knife work, my blade work, my finish on metal. And I haven't had all the success that I want yet. But I am having some. And so, in the words of my buddy Rob, I'm celebrating those small victories, but still aiming for more accomplishment and outdo the previous day, at least the previous day's understandings. So that's where I'm at with this. So I am going to be a bit meticulous about the wood and the finish because I know enough about that stuff that I should be able to get something good out of something so unique in the wood itself. So forgive me if you get sick of seeing me hand sand, but hopefully at the end the effort is worth it. Because I'm not filming this in any other way. This is just for the live stream, so it's not like I get any creator content out of it beyond this. But it is a good time, and I'd rather do it with y'all than without. That's kind of why I don't have a lot of long form video, because when I have a good idea, I want to do it live with y'all. Very encouraging and very helpful because there's so many, like I mentioned Rob earlier, mentioned Pat earlier, other people in the chat who are also doing some really good stuff that have more information and additional information that helps the project even go along better. Keep saying I got the greatest chat on YouTube. It might not have all originated from one source or one channel or whatever, but man, everybody here gets along great. And just a wealth of varying information. Very tolerant of me ignoring them when I'm in some zone. Fortunately, I can talk and sand at the same time. Maybe unfortunately. Woo. Wu-Tang. Thank you, Vance. Killer bees on the swarm. It's invaluable. The unsuccessful times it's necessary to know and make friends with what to avoid in the future and how, and know the feel. It leads to the precision and still to know the wrong way well. Mr. Number 5, you are a blue-collar philosopher. Don't steal that. That's the term I came up with. That was the universe punishing me for being selfish. Sorry. Yes, you are 100% right there, brother. 100% right. Softening and knocking down these edges and corners also makes the tool more durable. It can handle impact better this way. A lot less likely to chip, break this way. So there is also some mechanical advantages to softening these corners and edges, aside from the ergonomic advantages that are, obvious and just kind of come with, but you know what I mean. Yeah, you know what I mean. And I am making the intentional effort to continue my sanding one direction and one direction only. Gets the people going. Well, technically two directions if I'm going backwards and forward. But you know, man. I mean, ooh, this is going good. In my humble opinion of myself as I analyze myself and the work that I did myself, giving myself my own stars and my own star system. Sit down, boom, boom, be humble, boom, boom. Sit down, boom, boom, be humble. Whew. We're almost there, ladies and gems. We're almost there. Do a little cutting right here on this edge. I'm gonna take a mm. That is good coffee. Am I related to Spike Lee? Interesting that you should say that. First, the answer is no. But see that? It's Spike Lee's clothing brand, and that's the logo. My brother designed that logo. Also, all that stuff. And Spike Lee's entire clothing line for about 10 years. Ugh. Do. Read up west. Dance, you spend a good chunk of time too. What the Wu-Tang made from no music and to the car now. I watch Eco Sand. Watch this one. Wu-Tang. Ah, the bowl you sent to Mexico had Beatles. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. I had a subscriber who is in Australia, I believe, and she said it's more likely than not that they would burn something wooden if I sent it over than her getting it, because they have to be very careful about that kind of thing and the ecosystem and stuff. So that wonderful person forfeited their winnings to another subscriber who really appreciated it, which was dope. Hey Jesse, how you doing? Scoob Dooby says artistic family. I thought you did that poster though. No, he did the poster. We actually went to art school together, and at 20 years old, we got evicted out of our first apartment together, and I was working in construction, and we were both in art school, and he was freelance doing art. We were both freelancing, but he was more committed to the art. I was more committed to paying bills. And there's a period in an artist's life where you have to be exclusively devoted to the art to get great. And I was just too scared of not having a place to live for that. But he is an incredible artist. I did that. I did a little guy back there on the wall. But yeah, he's a great artist. I'm an artist. I'll allow myself to say that about myself, but he is a great artist, renowned, literally world renowned. Apparently, you can microwave stuff and make sure anything is killed off. You can. It depends on the material. You microwave some stuff. If its moisture content is high enough, it's going to explode in there. So you got to be careful. I don't know about it, but I also, sometimes in customs, I do know this. Sometimes they're not going to go through any testing. They're just going to be like, oh, this is something that could be something, and they're just going to toss it because what do they care? You know, they're just going to do the easiest, safest thing. And because of, I happen to live in the U.S., so I only really know about domestic stuff here, but here, very casual. Once it's out of your hands. And because we seem to be problematic on a global level, anywhere in or out of this country seems to be hiked up pretty substantially in the postage, which is really whack. And what I was doing there was just trying to clean up these edges right here. I think this is ready where we can go some good linseed oil on it. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna go over here and put the vacuum to it first. Then I'll be becoming obsessed with making sure you see everything. I find that better than just blowing it off and blowing stuff out into the shop like that. You know what I mean? In fact, before I put this linseed oil on, I'm gonna go over there and pull some more of that off of. Oh no, I'm giving you the crack shot. I'm not trying to. Give it back. Give it back. Oh, okay, you can keep it. You can keep it. All right, here we go. There's a knife. Oh, it's bloody nice. It's gonna get some stuff on it. That was funny. Last time somebody was like, "You still got some dust on those gloves," but it was just my skin color pushing through. Hilarious, hilarious. I'm looking around for what is right where I strategically placed it for myself. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. But y'all know I'm pulled back for this shot right here. You knew I'm pulled back for this shot right here. And because I also have to record it for my channel. Where is the rug? Underneath. Just put and now I warned you. I told you this might be beautiful. Told you this might be magnificent. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness it was. Um, Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob. I love it. I think it turned out really good. Really good. I'm going to spin you around so you can sort of see what I'm seeing. Right. Like we're letting this soak in nice and clean, but man. Scoob said that's lovely. It's beautiful. All that sanding paid off. I believe so, Scoob. I believe so. Pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that. So that's one down. Two more to go. And then two more after that. But hey, how it goes. One at a time. One at a time. Stroking it so provocatively. It's like an old Japanese stormy ocean painting, isn't it? You're exactly right. We had one that we called Starry Night because it did look like that. But this one, yes, does have kind of a Japanese feel to it. Nice. Rob, I can't. Like, it is what it is, man. Like, it is how it must be worked in. And, you know, your imagination is your own, my friend. All right. This is what we got, y'all. I appreciate y'all hanging out for me on this one. I am going to come back. I'm going to do another live. Um, I'm going to set this aside, let it start drying up, uh, let that stuff soak in, and then I will come back to it, put another layer, another layer, another layer, another coat till it all soaks in and ends up with something done. But yeah, this actually might end up being part of a set. We'll see. But till then, man, y'all like, subscribe, hit those things. I really like this thin side with that blue. I can't even tell it. Oh, there's some depth there too, right? Very nice. Very nice. Yo. Hey there. Okay, you guys. We'll see you later. I'm about. I love the face here, but I gotta go. My wife just called me and I'm